Hello, hi everybody. I came on a little bit earlier than I scheduled it for because I was ready a little bit earlier than what I scheduled it for. So I am here. Okay. Now the last video I did, I went ahead and put it on private because I'm going to share it on my Patreon because I shared a lot of stuff on there, and you can go there if you want to see it. So I'm doing this video because a very good friend of mine has been telling me that when he's teaching his students, many of them don't turn on their cameras. Okay. And he would like for them to turn on their cameras, or they'll start off with their cameras on and then they'll turn it off, and, it just won't come back on for the rest of the day. And, he's not sure why they don't want to turn their cameras on. So, because I am who I am, I said, well, let me go see what's up with that. Let me see why students don't turn on their cameras. Okay. Now I don't always turn on my camera either when I'm doing stuff for various reasons. Okay. And if I felt it was necessary, I would, but I just didn't. So, but I wanted to see like some objective reasons why. So of course I went to, peer-reviewed research, that people have done. And I used, a couple papers to come up with these reasons. Okay. Now, a lot of them are, they were surprising to me. I was like, man, wow. Like that's a reason why, never thought of that, and some of them are, the typical ones, but I wanted to do this so I can see, okay, what would actually compel somebody to turn on their camera. Now, listen at this. There is a person on LinkedIn that I'm connected to. His name is something Love. His last name is Love. Okay, he's an instructor. Okay, and he does like leadership stuff and all that. So he had a video where he was talking about this. Okay, and he gave 3 strategies to compel people to turn on their cameras. So he made a distinction between compliance, turning on your camera because you have to, because those are the rules, and then being compelled to turn it on. Okay. But as he was talking, I'm like, dude, like both of those are compliance, really, when you look at it. So let me tell you what his 3 main things are that he does. The first one, he says, he incorporates exercises where in order to participate, you have to turn on your camera. Okay, so one of the exercises is he has people get into groups of like 2 or 3 in breakout rooms. Okay, and they have to observe each other, turn their camera off, change something about whatever. Like I have, earrings in right here. I might take them out and put them over here. Okay, so when I turn my camera back on, everyone in the group has to say what's different. Okay, what's different about you? All right, which means they had to have been observing you, pretty closely before you turn your camera off. So you have to have your camera on to participate. So that's one way he says to get them to turn it on. Another way he says is he uses signs. So apparently he sends his class signs to you. So if they have a question, they'll hold up a sign that says, I have a question. If somebody is talking but they're on mute, everybody will, or whoever will hold up a sign that says you're on mute. Okay, instead of them saying it. So in order for me to see that, you have to have your camera on. So that's one way he says. Now, another way he says, the final way is breakout rooms. People are, tend to, if it's just me and you in a breakout room, okay, I'm more likely to turn on my camera just to not be rude, because that's like, when you're talking to somebody and you're not looking them in the eye when you're talking, that's kind of rude, So hopefully, I turn on my camera. But the reason why I said that's not really, they're being compelled to turn on their cameras, but it's still compliance, because you're telling me to do something and I'm turning it on because I have to. In order to participate, I gotta do it. That's compliance. Okay. That's not me voluntarily just turning on my camera. you know, and why would I do that? Why would I voluntarily turn on the camera? We're going to talk about that. But first of all, let's see why they turn it off according to the research. Okay. This is very interesting stuff. So the first one here is students turn off their cameras because they are concerned about their appearance. Okay. For whatever, like the hair isn't combed, the face isn't washed, so they got, you know, I don't know, stuff in the eyes, whatever, I don't know. Okay. Appearance. Okay. So they don't want to be judged, you know, by other people because they look a mess, you know, you know, and they don't want to take the time, you know, to go and, you know, wash their face and comb their hair or whatever, you know. Okay. So that's the first one, concern about appearance. Second reason is other people being seen in the background. Okay. So they got stuff going on back here. And they don't want those people being seen. Or, now listen to this. This was very interesting. One person in one of the papers said he did not want to turn on his camera because he did not have, hi Ken, because he did not have privacy. And he was actually going through class while sitting in his closet. Okay, because that's the only place where he had privacy in his home. His house was so small, right? So he didn't want to turn on his camera because he didn't want the class to see that he was sitting in his closet. Okay. That, like, you know, broke my heart when I read that. I'm like, oh my God. Okay. So privacy, you know, and also, you know, possible fear of judgment was his issue too. The next one, not wanting their physical, oh no, that was the other one. No, this is it. Not wanting their physical location to be seen in the background. Oh, I said that already. Okay. Another one is they don't want to distract the instructor in the class. Okay, because they have to keep getting up for something, or they're talking to somebody over here, or they're eating, or they're actually doing other work on another, you know, monitor while the instructor's talking or whatever, you know, and they don't want, you know, they don't want nobody seeing all that. So they just leave their camera off. Okay. The next one is the webcam just isn't working. So technical issues, weak internet connection. Okay. So they turn their camera off. And the last one was, now this was surprising, I guess, but one lady said, well, I turned my camera off because nobody had theirs on. I thought it was just normal to not have your camera on, or, you know, or few people had them on. So apparently it's an option. Like, I don't have to turn it on. So, you know, or Zoom has that automated thing that has you, when you enter a room, your camera is just automatically off and they just don't turn it on. You know, and she said, well, if somebody said, hey, can you turn your camera on? I'd have turned it on. It wouldn't have been a big deal. So nobody asked, right? Nobody said anything. Okay. So these, you know, according to the research, right? So these were some of the reasons, were the main reasons why people, and these were cyber students, why they didn't have their cameras on. Okay. Now I know, you know, as instructors, you know, I don't know why. Like, why do you want people to have their camera on anyway? Why? Like, why do you need the camera on? Okay. That's like your supervisor want you to come to work. For what? I can do what I'm doing right here. Come to work for what? So I'll be breathing up in your face all day? Why? Okay, I can do my work right here. So number one, why everybody gonna turn the camera on? Okay. That's the first thing. And if you have some good reasons, then tell them. Let them know, hey, listen, this is why we would love for you to turn your camera on while you're here, okay? But keep in mind that some people may have it off for these reasons. You know, I'm sitting in my closet, you know, these people back behind me, you know, doing some stuff they ain't got no business or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case is, all right? So in the research, before I get to my own stuff, in the research, you know, it's basically saying, first of all, you know, because you don't know exactly why. And just because you ask, don't mean people gonna tell you the truth. Ain't nobody gonna tell you, oh, I'm sitting in the closet, that's why I'm not gonna turn my camera on, no. Make sure you have other ways for people to participate, okay? Because if everything you're doing requires me to have my camera on, okay, then there's something wrong with you and the way you're setting up your class, okay? So you know that this is a reality. So build some things in there where I can fully participate without you looking all up in my mouth with my camera on, okay? So let's do that first. Now, the research didn't put it like that, but that's how. Okay, so the question for me, the question is not how can I get them to turn my camera on? Okay, well, why is that the question? All right, the question is, how can I create as an instructor, okay, as a developer of this curriculum, how can I create a safe environment for these cybersecurity students, okay, to feel like, they have some responsibility for their learning, okay? I don't care if you got your camera on, if you got it off, if you got it sideways, if it's turned backwards, whatever, okay? How can I create a safe learning environment? So whatever the case is, even if it's face to face, this is still the case, okay? I want to create an environment where you are responsible and you see and know that you are responsible for your own learning, okay? So how, and that we're all interacting in a safe and free, way to learn this material, okay? So then I thought, okay, why do you turn your camera on? Let's ask that question, okay? I'm talking to instructors. Why is your camera on? Probably because of compliance, right? They told you, whoever hired you to do this job, okay, told you you need to have your camera on. So that's why it's on, number one, okay? Number two is it's expected, okay? If you the instructor and you're teaching people and they come in there, they got their camera on, but they're looking for you, okay? So it's expected, all right? So you have your camera on most times because of compliance, okay? Because somebody's making you do it. Would you have it on if the people hiring you said, hey, it's up to you, it don't matter, whatever you want to do, okay? Would you have it on? Probably, if you relied on that other thing that these students expect me to have it on, so I should have my camera. So other than compliance, which is what old dude was talking about, in the first thing, why do I come on this camera? I'm on camera right now talking to y'all. Ain't nobody making me do this, okay? I'm not getting paid, okay, to do it. Let me see, okay. Why is this thing red like that? My connection is acting weird. Okay, so the reason is because I have something to say, okay? There is something I want to share, and I have a platform on which to share it. That's why I'm here. Okay, and sometimes I don't even have my camera on. I've done videos on here where y'all see a black screen, okay? Because I'm like in my bedroom or something, it ain't none of y'all damn business what's up there, all right? so I'm talking behind a black screen, all right? So yeah, it dropped for a second. I saw that the little thing was going around. So that's it, right? I have something to say. I have something to share. I have the platform on which to share it, okay? And that doesn't compel me to do it. Like, I'm voluntarily here doing this with y'all. Now, when it comes to our cybersecurity training and certifications, okay, the last cert I got was my CAP, my Certified Authorization Professional, that ISC squared, the RMF CAP exam stuff. Okay. That was a 5-day boot camp. My camera was off the whole time. Okay. Because first of all, it was boring as hell. Okay. I mean, child, it was boring. Okay. And it was a lot of damn information. Okay. So as far as engagement is concerned, and I had the books, I had the notes, I could go back and look at the PowerPoint slides when I had time. I was like, listen, I'm just going to do that and, just be here because I got to be here. They got to see that I'm here, in order for me to get credit for the course. So let me just make sure my computer's on. Okay. And I'm here. And I ask a question or two. Okay. So that was number one. It was boring as hell. All right. As far as me feeling like I had something to share and a platform on which to share it, no, that did not meet no, it didn't. Okay. So that's number one. It was boring as hell. Number two, I was not ain't nobody come there to see me. They came, it was the instructor show. It was the instructor show. Did you hear what I said? It wasn't for me. They came here for the instructor and what he had to say. Okay. So did I feel like I had something valuable to share on a platform on which to share it? Okay. And people who were willing to hear it? No, it wasn't my show. They came here for the instructor, not me. So why would I turn camera on for what? Okay. For what? Okay. And then like lastly, all I was doing was listening. Like that was it. There was no, I was just listening like that. That's all. I paid my money and I was there to just listen and get the notes and take the damn exam and pass it, hopefully. Okay. Which I did. But that's it. It was like that training had nothing to do with me. So turn on my camera for what? Okay. Really turn it on for what? Which brings me to my suggestions. Okay. Now we know what the research said and what Mr. Love said, with compelling people and doing games and all that. Okay. My point here is that, listen, if you want people to fully participate, like feel like, listen, yes, I am going to turn this camera on. Okay. And even if the camera is off, I'm still going to be participating. Okay. You're going to be hearing from me, the little fake hand going to go up on Zoom or whatever, all them little controls and stuff they got up in there. Okay. I'm going to be using all of those. Okay. Why? Because this course has been designed in a way that I see I am a part of it. Okay. This course exists because I'm here. Because I'm here, not just because the instructor's here. Okay. Now, if the instructor wasn't here, this course would still be because I'm here. Okay. The students are here. People don't design like that. If you got an issue with people turning on their camera, mostly it's because they feel like whether I'm here or not don't matter. Okay. Because it's the way the course is designed. It's trash. All right. You have to design it in a way where the student feels like, hey, this is my course. Okay. I'm here to share something, not just to hear you cackle-lacking in my ear for hours and hours and hours. Okay. Like I ain't got nothing to contribute. Okay. Because you know it all, which is why you're the instructor. So my first thing is, right, the instructors, you need to get off your high horse. Okay. Get off. Get off. Okay. Get off your high horse like you the only one with this knowledge in your head. Chances are half the class know more than you do anyway. Okay. Get down off that high horse, because if nobody's turning their camera on, you're the primary reason why. Okay. And that hierarchical relationship, okay, that we call education is ridiculous. Okay. And there's a way for you to get off your high horse. Okay. But I ain't going into all that right now. The second one is you have to allow learning to occur. Get the hell out of the way. Move out the way. So y'all know I have my Epiphany channel, and along, which is the learning channel, okay? And I got a whole bunch of stuff on that channel about learning, okay? Hey, Professor Black Ops. I try to empower students to communicate. Okay, that's good. What do you do though, Professor Black Ops? Let me drop this link in case you want to come up here, because you know I get real passionate about this stuff. You ain't gotta come up. I'm just saying. Let me just drop it real quick. Cause yeah, so cause it gets on my nerves, like it really does. When I go to these online classes, you know, and these I can't. I can't, you know. So that's the second one. Allow learning to occur, okay? Which means you got to get the hell out of the way. Nobody needs you to learn, okay? Like they really don't. Okay. And then you have and then if the camera's off, like I said in the beginning, these people may have like super legit reasons why, and even if it's not legit, you like respect their decision to keep their camera off. Learning is their responsibility, okay, which has to be made clear in the beginning, which is why when I first went into government and I started doing learning and development, and evaluation was my primary part, right? Evaluating the training program. I could not stand these questions about, you know, was the material good? Was the instructor good? Was the room warm? Was the coffee hot? Were the donuts sweet? Was your chair comfortable? I mean, what the hell? Like, what is that? You know, what is that? There was nothing in there about the learner's effort to learn. Okay. I could be the best teacher in the nation. Okay. I am not responsible for your learning. You are. That's your responsibility. And what happens is, and this is a result of the way education works and all that shit, you know, and whatever. But what happens is, as teachers and instructors, we try to take responsibility from the learner, because we feel like when I tell you stuff, when I have you do hands-on activities, when I do all this stuff, okay, what I'm doing is translate, like pouring what's in my head into yours, all right, pouring my experience from me to you, okay. So when you say, oh, I understand that, I got it, now I'm, you know, I feel amazing and wonderful and holy because I've just, you know, put my mantle of knowledge over you. So now, you know, now it's because of me that you're able to understand and know. And go sit your ass down somewhere. Sit down. Sit down. Okay. It's always the learner's responsibility to learn. Whatever they allow in, okay, whatever they choose to give attention to, whatever they choose to really think about and process and all this stuff, that's them, okay? That is them doing that. And guess what? You're going to have some people in the class who are choosing not. They're choosing not to listen. They're choosing not to process shit you're saying. They're choosing not to put their hands on anything, okay? Is that your doing too? So the person that comes out there and says, hey, I love this. You're the best teacher ever, and you believe that shit. If you believe that, then the student that comes out and says, this was the worst instructor I've ever had, she didn't know what the hell she was talking about, these materials were ridiculous, you got to believe that 100%, just like you believe the other one. Because if you're responsible for this person learning what they learned, you are responsible for this one not learning what they learned. You see what I'm saying? That's not that's not your role. It's not your goal. It's not your responsibility. Okay. It's their responsibility to learn. You pat them on the back. Okay. When they get something done, when they understand something, they ain't got shit to do with you. Because they could have heard exactly what you said from a recording or a YouTube video or something like that. Okay. They had to choose to process that stuff and do what they needed to do to get it. Do you understand? Okay. Would you say, Professor? I try to do a real world article, ask people their technique or opinion. I tell them it is your world, how much privacy, facial recognition, they have to vote on it. And that's what I was talking about. Was it last night? I don't know. Whenever I was here last time, right? Bringing. So what you're doing, like you have to bring the world into the classroom, okay? And because what we do, what design is, and I talked to, I don't, maybe it was on the other channel I talked about, I don't know, somewhere. But we have to stop the learning process in order to train and teach. We have to stop the natural learning process in order to train and teach, because we're telling these people, okay, natural learning is taking you in this direction, but I need you to pivot. I need you to come over here and learn it this way. Okay, so now you're adding constraints in there to have people learn about security this way. Okay, when there's a show on TV, I don't know if it's still on there, but it was on Netflix about these people living in Alaska. Hey, keep it techie. How you doing? About these people living in Alaska, right? And this guy, he was building. He'd been living in Alaska for I don't know how many years. Him and his wife. This dude built every damn thing. He would start a project like building a house, his whole house, okay, and boats and weapons and all kind of stuff. He was doing project management. He didn't call it that, but he had the materials. He had to have it done in a certain time because that Alaska weather is not forgiving. So he knew I got this many months to complete this. He had to get it done on time. He had to make sure he was in budget. You know, the quality of it had to be good. It had to be able to withstand these Alaska winters and spring with the water and all that stuff. He was doing project management. Okay, that's what he was doing. But I bet you if he went to a project management and took a project management exam, he probably failed that. Okay, because of the language. See, that's what I'm saying. He learned project management naturally. Naturally, he didn't go to no class. Okay. So when we teach, when we create courses and do training and education, we have to take people out of the natural learning process because we're saying, I want you to do it this way. Do you understand? But when you do that, what we tend to do is leave too much of reality out of it, okay? And make up all these things, you know, that is not real. So you have to, like you're saying, Professor Black Ops, you absolutely 100% have to bring context into the learning with the content. Okay, you got project management content here, okay? But we need some context. You can't just leave the whole world out and be like, yeah, go take some Security Plus training and then go to work for DOD. You're gonna be lost in the sauce. You're gonna be lost. You don't know what the hell to do. Okay, you might get the job, but you ain't gonna stay there for too long. All right. So first of all, you have to understand what you're doing. Okay, that you're stopping natural learning to teach or train somebody. Okay, and then you need to go back and add it back in. Like, where can I add, you know, and still be in line with the way that we want, you know, them to manage these projects. Okay, with this particular process or whatever. Okay. Hi, Ghetto Geek 414. How you doing? All right. So get out of the way of learning. And also, so one thing that, I mean, burned me up. I went to this one, it was 1 month of leadership training with Federal Executive Institute in March, like of 2018 or something like that. Very intense, 30 days. I had to stay up there. Like, we had rooms in Charlottesville and all that, you know, for the thing. Because we had class every day. We would go to class and you know, they had these really beautiful, elaborate PowerPoint slides and books and speakers and all this, okay? And they stuck to that script. I'm telling you, they showed us a movie about something, I don't know, something, child, whatever. And I asked a question that would have taken us like a little bit off of what we were talking about, because it was a question of women in leadership positions or something like that. I asked, and the instructor said, well, we're not going to address that right now. I really want to get back to the slides because we only have like, a few minutes left, and I have to get through these slides. When I say get out of the way, that's what I'm talking about. If the students are noticing something and feel like, okay, can we talk about this, in relationship to what's going on here? Yes, let's talk about that. Okay. Yeah, I might miss the last 10 slides, but you're interested in this thing. Okay. Other students are chiming in saying, oh yeah, like it was like that over here. But you're telling us, the learners, okay, we don't want to go in that direction. I need y'all to get through these 5 slides over here. Oh my goodness. When think of your favorite actor or actress. Do you think they take a script and read that shit word for word? Don't change nothing. Nothing. No, they don't. They deviate from that script all kind of ways. And a good director, a good one, will let them do what they do. They're the actor, not you. Not you. You have them here because they are the actor or the actress. Like they know what the hell they're doing. They can feel what's going on in the room. Okay, they're the ones who are going to make this film amazing, not you. Okay, they are going to make this thing amazing. It's the same way in the classroom. These are the learners, not you. Okay, if they want to deviate from the script, okay, why wouldn't you allow that? Why are you getting in the way of learning? Why would you do that? Oh, child. Yeah, so get out of the way, allow learning to occur. Let them share their competence. When people feel like they're competent, and think of yourself, thinking of myself, areas where you're competent you put a lot of meaning in those moments when you feel very competent, right? When you hear what I said, when you feel competent, if somebody in your class is saying, hey, yes, I had an experience like that, and I would like to share, what we talked about, it's wanting to share and having a platform in which to do it. Wherever you can create those kinds of moments, that's the stuff that they're going to remember. Okay. This leadership class, I mean, it was terrible. Okay. And I gave feedback on it. All right. I mean, it was awful. And for the price, child, my students can ask me anything but my salary. They can't ask you how much you make, Professor Blackhouse. Yeah, so I have finally and it took me a while because we growing up, thinking going through the educational system and all that stuff, like we know how that stuff works, which is why this year I've just, like 2 weeks ago, I put in the paperwork to homeschool my boys, my 11 and 12-year-olds, okay, because they're so smart and they don't do anything. Like seriously, my 12-year-old, he will literally, I'm telling you, like not do anything and ace the final exam. Okay, because it's too easy. He's not challenged at all. At all. I mean, what happened this past year with the, with the virus and them not being in school at home, and I'm seeing like what they're doing, okay, and still getting A's and B's on the report card. I'm like, man, like this is not good. Like, no, it's not. It's not good. I mean, it's crazy. In 10 years, I cut one student off. Oh my God. What? 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 What are you saying? Oh my goodness, Professor White. Is that, did you mean to type that? Oh wow. What was I saying? You got me with that one. Oh, I said respect their privacy. Okay, yeah. So that was the other one. So if they want to keep their cameras off, that ain't none of your business. Okay, you are there to do a certain thing. Just do that thing, and let them do theirs. Okay. Are you getting paid for the amount of people who pass the class? I don't think so. I don't think that's how they do it, right? You just got to show up and teach, right? Just show up and teach. But I'm coming. So there's two main things that I'm designing. One is for CISOs, our Chief Information Security Officers. Okay. Y'all got some work to do, CISOs. I'm gonna do a whole video on y'all, on Chief Information Security Officers. Okay, we gotta talk. You understand? We have to talk, because you're responsible for some huge things in the organization. Okay. And listen, let me give you a little guru Cheryl. Okay. Okay. Just because, like, as a CISO, you can do other stuff. Like, you don't have to look at other CISOs and what they've done in the past and build your future on that. Like, you can't do anything beyond that. Okay. Like, that's all you could do as a CISO, is what everybody else has done, but maybe just a little bit better. No, like, you don't have to work like that. Okay. A lot of y'all are overpaid. Okay. Because you ain't doing shit. I'm telling you, you ain't doing nothing. A lot of y'all are overpaid. And I hate to put it out there, but it's out there. All right. You're overpaid because you're not doing anything. All right. Nothing that makes a damn difference. Okay. And I'm gonna have to get into it on my video, because I don't, this is a totally different topic right here. But CISOs, I'm coming for you. Okay. We gotta talk. We gotta talk, sis. Okay. All right, sis, we gotta talk. So it's the CISOs, and what's the other one? What's the other? What was the other one I was talking about? Oh my goodness, I can't remember it now. I don't know. I forgot. It'll come to me later. All right, but that's all I got for y'all tonight. I just I just wanted to make this thing, because I hear that a lot, and you read a lot of articles about why people have their cameras off and not turning the camera on and all that stuff. And I don't see it any different as when, about going into the office, to do the job, just to be breathing down somebody's neck. For what? Okay. If the thing is designed the right way, you ain't got no problem. Okay. You don't have a problem if my camera's off. And if that's such a problem, then I think the instructor got an issue. Why you need people looking all up at you all the time? I think you got a problem, not the student. So you might need to go lay on somebody's couch and try to figure out why you need a whole bunch of people looking at you. Okay. Advise a lot of executives. Absolutely, Professor Blackoff. They need it. Like, they really, really do. Like, how do you get this job? For real. How do you get up in here? Lord. Now listen, working at OPM for all them years, and we were in, so there's a, there's a big OPM and a little OPM, right? Well, I was in big OPM, and we worked very closely with OMB, okay? And the politicals, child, when the politicals came up in there, you had whole 22-year-olds up in there in leadership positions, trying to tell somebody something, and they don't know what the hell is going on. I'm like, oh my God. All of government need to be reformed, to tell you the truth. I mean, it's just craziness. And Professor Black Ops, the FY22 NDA executive summary just came out, and they got that cybersecurity subcommittee up in there. So they're adding, like, what is it? I don't know, however hundred millions of dollars to cybersecurity, right? And then they have what else did they say has to happen? They're doing a lot of the zero trust. They have zero trust in that new NDAA. Some requirements for that, and they got requirements for I think supply chain, some other things, but it's on the website though. It's the FY22 NDAA executive summary from that, what is that thing called? The secretaries of something, whatever that's called, them Congress people all up there. But it's really interesting, the stuff that they're requiring for cybersecurity in this new NDAA. And for people who do contracts and stuff, that NDAA language always ends up in the contract. So, if you want to get ahead of the game, then go ahead and look in it and look at the what the cybersecurity subcommittee said that they're requiring. They're requiring some stuff for US Cybercom and JFHQ DODIN too, to do some stuff. I can't remember specifically what that was though. A lot of policy stuff is in there. A lot of policy stuff is in there, which is why I was so interested. I was like, okay. Okay, I got a heads up. All right, y'all, let me go. I gotta go clean my kitchen. I'm gonna try to go to bed early tonight. I ain't gonna try. I'm gonna get my ass in bed early tonight. So before I came here, y'all, I was on my Life Without a Witness channel, and I was talking about old girl, that girl who was on Disney Channel, China somebody, China McClain, okay, and she had that whole thing she was talking about. So I talk about that over there. You're gonna read it. Yeah, it's really good. It's very, very, very informative. And I think it came out yesterday or day before, something like that. Yeah, but you could download it from the website. What was I saying? Oh, China, yeah. So if y'all have a minute, go over there to my Life Without a Witness and listen to that. It's very interesting, because I was looking at some other videos today about cults and stuff, and I was wrapping it around what she was saying and some other people. It's very interesting. All right, y'all. I love talking to y'all. I love that you all were here with me tonight. So those of you watching the replay, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do so. Okay, and I will be back here very, very soon. Y'all have a great night. Okay, bye. Keep it techie. Bye, Professor Black Ops. Bye, everybody. Bye, Ghetto Geek.